Live stream's going up. I'm going to start fussbot just in case. We do our customary waiting 5 minutes for people. It's weird, I don't know why it says my chat's not here. Hey, Gage. What's up? Podcast will start in about 4 minutes. Matt, can you tell me how I sound on the live stream? I want to make sure it's fun.
One moment.
At least on my end.
Alright, I have the live stream up.
Test, 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it sounds fine.
Alright. Thank you both.
I basically can't really tell much of a difference between the two.
That's fine.
That, so I can at least read the chat.
Weird, this is not wanting to connect. Oh wait, do I have fussbot on? I should have it on. Should be on. There we go. Do a little poll real quick. Good, that's working. Let me turn off that one. All right. That was Wason's Aeronaut House from Royalty Free Planet. You guys can check the music in the description, and yeah, if you like that, check that channel out. So go ahead and see that little poll there. Hopefully it worked. Let's get this thing started, Matt.
Alright.
This podcast was recorded on April 30th, 2017. Thanks for watching. All right, welcome to the Rocket Lounge podcast number 10, I believe. This is a little small podcast. Most of the people from Rockitech are out, but let me tell you who's in, and we'll see if somebody else will even come later on. So we've got NIGHTBOT.
Hello.
And you've got your captain. It's just a two-man podcast for today. And I figured it'd be kind of good, because you guys hardly hear Matt all the time, I think. I mean, you hear him, but...
Yeah, usually you guys cover most of whatever I end up wanting to say. So, why say something, or... why beat a dead horse?
Exactly. So if you guys have any questions for either me or Matt, be sure to let us know in the chat, and I will try to be good about looking at it. And yeah, let's get started with our little...
answer them when I see them, or actually more
we'll wait a bit.
When I get a chance to.
Yeah, we'll wait a bit while we're talking. So, let's go on with the discussion. So a lot of new announcements came in, and a lot of news came in for gaming news. And if you have been living under a rock or just haven't really
been paying too much
attention
to news in general,
then you'll know that
someone like me,
yeah, just like Matt, you'll know that Call of Duty World War II, I always keep wanting to say World at War II, has been announced, and it looks like Call of Duty is going back to World War II. Well, yeah, there's a lot of people excited. I'm excited, but I'm also concerned about things.
I wonder where the locations are going to end up being.
We'll get into that, because we actually do have the kind of details from that there, Matt.
Ooh.
So let's go with the little basic things. I'll go with my rant later on, because I don't want to bore people with... because I'm going to rant about something, but we'll get to that. So, what we do know, Call of Duty World War II is being shown at E3 this year. It is definitely going to be coming out in November. I believe November 2nd? Let me check to make sure. 3rd. It's November 3rd. I was close. So it'll be here November 3rd, and it is being created by Sledgehammer Games. They're all right. They're all right, and it's going to be for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Now, with that said, what is going to be in this Call of Duty World War II? You may ask. Well, we know there's going to be a pretty good, like from what we saw in the trailer, it's going to be a pretty good campaign. I'm excited to have a World War II story back again. I'm not sure about you, Matt. I'll get to you in a second. But I'm afraid that... how do I just... It's... I guess it's basically cool to like Call of Duty again, but you never know. This can end up the way of Battlefront. Everybody was like, oh, this is actually looking good and everything, until they played the beta, and then some people didn't think that it was going to have enough or feel like the other thing. But
dude, I will stand by, it doesn't feel like the old one. I will stand by that. It is a good game. I will not deny that. It just, to me, doesn't feel like a Battlefront, to be honest.
It kind of felt the way it... I mean, it was...
It felt Star Wars, yes.
It was
just
EA's
not quite the Battlefront that I was expecting.
Well,
good game still.
Tell me this. What exactly was missing from it to make it feel like it was a Battlefront?
Classes for starters.
I mean...
I'm sorry, but...
Is it better to have the classes?
First one, I played the second one. The classes were a big thing for me.
Okay.
If I didn't like trying to run and gun with the one class, I could try a different class. Not only that, but being able to get in one of the vehicles. For instance, being able to go into the fucking AT-AT, or the AT-AT, however you want to fucking call it. I loved doing that stuff. I loved being able to get into a gunner seat of one of the aircraft or the transports, or the fucking bombers. Yeah, if you hadn't noticed, I'm not a big on driving or things of piloting nature.
Right.
And that's one game, the Battlefront 1 and 2, the old ones. I would run for a vehicle as soon as I got and just run shit over. Run and shoot. That is the kind of driving that I can get behind and not feel uncomfortable, because it rewards you for being a reckless, homicidal, fucking psychopath a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that. So, let's get back to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
We know how you're. So, speaking of how games make you feel or want you want them to feel, people obviously want World War II back in Call of Duty. So, since we're getting World War II, what do they need to do differently from playing, like, from Call of Duty, I'm going to say 4, all the way to, what was the last Call of Duty? Infinite War?
I think so.
Yeah, so I'm
sure.
So Modern Warfare all the way to Infinite Warfare, all those in between, because none of them was really World War II. It was mostly, I think there was Vietnam in there with Black Ops.
There was one with Vietnam.
And then there was just futuristic stuff
with the
after that.
Cold War, starting a World War III kind of shit, etc.
Oh, sorry, I spaced out for a second.
His mind went bop.
Yeah, my mind went pop. Say that last thing you just said.
That it had the Vietnam.
Yeah.
Started World War III, did a little bit of the Cold War, etc.
Right. So, yes, there was that. And so, with all that gone, we're taking out all that. We're going back to Call of Duty roots. What do they need to actually do to make it feel like the old Call of Duty? Because we used to play with Thomas, what was it, Call of Duty 3?
I think so.
Yeah, so we have that. I mean, you have World at War, which is an exception, because that was actually a good game. Some people still debate about it on its way. World at War came after Modern Warfare, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, it was still kind of the mechanics for Modern Warfare from World at War. For this one, I feel like they need to probably take out a lot of stuff and just go bare bones in a way, if you get what I mean. You know those old classic
I get what you're
shooters?
saying.
Like, I don't even know if classes should even exist, like just pickups for weapons. But I don't know how fun that would be.
For a Call of Duty, every time I've played one, it felt more like, alright, I'm an actual soldier. I need to choose the right gun for this situation.
Right.
So if I'm, let's say we're doing kind of a trench run, I'm not wanting a long-ranged rifle. I'm wanting a shotgun or an SMG. Not even a fucking LMG. And you know how much I enjoy my LMGs.
Right.
But in that kind of situation, if I'm defending, then the LMG is a good option. Attacking, shotgun, or the SMG. Hands down. But if you want me to feel like it's a Call of Duty, then let me feel like a soldier. Give me a limited amount of resources, and where I have to scrounge for those resources. Give me the option of the fucking weaponry, and let me just tell me what I'm dealing with, or a basis of what's going to happen, and let me plan accordingly.
I'm a little afraid that Call of Duty World War II is kind of put down a bunch of other games. Will it beat Battlefield 1? I think a lot of the people that played Battlefield 1 are going to probably try this one out just because, hey, it's World War II. It's none of that futuristic crap anymore. And they are going to do that. Whether it's going to be good or not, only time will tell. But there is a game I backed, which was Battalion 1944, for those who have actually been following that. That one feels like it's still an old classic shooter, but I'm afraid this game is going to pretty much drown that game over. So those guys need to probably get on the ball and probably think about releasing sooner than later, and just Or unless they just like don't mind, they're like, oh, well, we're just gonna do our own thing. But with this World at War, see, I'm saying World at War all the time. It just gets to me. It's not World at War 2. But with this World War II Call of Duty, we're getting a solo campaign that's going to be around D-Day and the beach landings, Matt, to the Battle of the Bulge. I don't know how well your history knowledge is from that.
I am familiar with the D-Day, and honestly, I am not exactly looking forward to it. I mean, how many World War II games have already covered that? Yeah, it's a iconic.
It's kind of like most zombie movies. We know how zombie movies are, or vampire movies, but we just like to see them over and over again.
Some people, yes. Some people, like myself, it gets tiring after a little while. Don't get me wrong. Good point in history to fall back on. I mean, use it as the first level or the tutorial level.
Right.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, hell, you set a basis. Give some people, if they want to actually learn about certain points of history that the game references, use the Beach of D-Day as a stepping stone. Go for it. But please, just make it that first level or the tutorial, and give me a new location or new group of locations during that time period to explore. Please.
Well, it does say here that there are going to be missions that puts us in the shoes of a woman fighting in the French Resistance.
Oh, that seems like it might be an interesting one.
I mean, the whole campaign just might be you as a French woman running, because we all know how those French are. Just run.
Yeah. Say that to the French foreign legionnaires.
I mean, there's stereotypes exist for a reason, man.
Yeah, I know stereotypes are there for a reason. But I believe that stereotype isn't based off of them running away. I think it's based on half of it.
Yeah.
Run away, come back, bitch slap you, run away, and repeat the process.
It's like, I get you.
I remember right, throughout World War II, during the Germany's occupation of France,
Right.
French resistance utilized more or less that method. Hit and run tactics.
Isn't that guerrilla warfare? Yeah, guerrilla warfare. I was just about to say.
Yes. That's part of the reason why most people will say the French run away. They run away so they can hit you from a different angle, then run away again.
That might as well be like the same when people say, "Why you gotta snipe from far away?" Well, I guess it's a legitimate tactic and strategy. Even though I myself
I never deny certain things being a good strategy. Yes, I will bitch. Yes, I will moan. It's more of me just venting frustration of my inadequacy. I have personal tactics I would choose that you might not.
Right.
After all, you kind of call yourself Dr. Fumbles when you get a sniper rifle. And you're pretty good at that. So, that's probably one of those tactics you'll choose using. Me, I will probably use one of those hit and run tactics, or the guerrilla warfare. Crawl through a fucking shit-filled tunnel just to stuff a bomb on a tank and crawl back through and let it explode. I will trudge through shit to cause massive amounts of chaos and damage and confusion. If it works, it works.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but I mean, the history books will always say, yeah, this is what they did. They went back and forth. Let's go ahead. So there are going to be also more characters apparently for the solo campaign. So it looks like we're getting a rich variety. I'm gonna guess like maybe a few. They might be doing like a mission or two for every person. I'm guessing.
As long as it doesn't necessarily leave you hanging on trying to figure out what the hell happened to the person once their kind of the mission sets end and you just kind of leave it ambiguous. That could be frustrating.
I mean, they've done it before in like Call of Duty.
I know. And,
which one was it? I think it was
yeah,
Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
So it can work as long as, like you said, they don't just leave you hanging.
Yeah, just give me at least some idea that of how that shit is going to go, how it might happen, etc. What is their more or less hint at their end? It's like writing a story and publishing it before you even get the ending out.
Yeah.
It's like, don't do that.
Let's see. What else? Let's go down on the list of what else there is going to be in here. So,
Okay.
with the campaign, we know that. We know it's going to be World War II. And we know it's going to be a few characters. There is a main character, and it's being played by Josh Duhamel. I don't really know who that is, but I can probably just Google it, to be honest.
Possibly.
Let's see. Josh Duhamel is... Oh! Duhamel. He's the guy from, Transformers. The main army guy. The basic white guy, like, that's in almost every single one.
Yeah.
The one with the daughter. Or the kid.
I think I know who you're talking about. But yeah,
that's cool.
Normally, don't give me names of actors or voice actors, etc.
Yeah, just
because I am horrible with names.
So am I.
I will stand out there and be the first to say that.
Well, so am I, yeah. We got, okay, so let's see. So there is going to be probably more celebrities in there. They are going to do their multiplayer reveal during E3. But speaking of multiplayer, let's go with Nazi Zombies real quick. They're doing a little comeback. And this time there's going to be a co-op campaign that has been teased. And the way they look, it's going to be based on the Third Reich, as they try to create an unstoppable army of the undead to fight the American swine. I'm hoping we get to see those beloved four goofs back again in a way. And you know which one I'm talking about.
I don't think that will be happening, actually. I think they finished it in the last one.
Did they?
I think so.
I'll have to play that game.
It's a pain in the ass to try and figure or find all the fucking cutscenes to line up just right. It's Jesus Christ. That's a pain in the ass. But I think they are either dealing with the overall end of it, where they're killing off the guy that kind of caught or is the principal cause for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to be stuck in his little dimension. But that, as I said, that's the last kind of thing I saw. They went into a kind of peaceful world, unleashed some fucking horrible demon shit.
Oh god.
And they're fighting it. That's the last video that I've seen in regards to that.
Well,
so who knows?
Who knows? I wonder if they're gonna bring back a lot of the stuff we know from Nazi Zombies, or if it's just going to be like new stuff, like entirely.
Honestly, I would like to see some new stuff. Some things that I would say, yeah, bring it back, bring it back.
I used to play zombies like so much.
Yeah.
During the summer, like that was just my summer
You're a
game.
Zed-head. You're a fucking Zed-head.
Zed. Well, who isn't a Zed-head?
You're a Zed-head.
It's hard not to like zombies, man. It's just so hard not to like them. Let's see, what else is there here? So the main thing with zombies, from what we can see, is that they are going to be maybe doing from the Battle of Dunkirk, which hasn't really been told that much. And we know that there's a possibility of a new mode coming. We don't know too much. And sorry guys, I forgot to do the poll to be around 2 minutes.
Yeah, then the poll would be a tie between no and don't know.
Probably.
Yeah, because that's the only 2 votes that I can see right now.
That's
So literally tie.
it's a tie. Okay, let's go on to more multiplayer aspects besides the Nazi zombies, which we will see is the new multiplayer thing. They did a little teaser about their new feature called Headquarters, and if you haven't seen this, it shows basically like a little social area. Think The Division. Remember how we were just seeing everybody in the headquarter area, the main
hub areas
hub.
of the
so it kind of
underground tunnels and
underground
safe
tunnels.
houses?
Yep, exactly that. So it looked like there was a bunch of players all around there. So what this is that you get to it's a social area, but it's used for using creative modes and multiplayer interaction. So we're getting a lot of fucking multiplayer like mods maybe. I'm expecting to see some mods going in on this, Matt.
I would like to see what kind of game modes or some of the shit like that people would end up creating.
What they do say here is that it acts a lot like Destiny's Tower or the hub area in Blizzard's World of Warcraft, if you are still confused on how that's going to look. It looks gorgeous from what they showed. Like the way this new Call of Duty, it looks really good, but I'm a little worried about how it's going to play out. Because if you see it this way, all right. So here's the start of the rant. People love to bitch. That's just how the internet is.
Yeah, but people are gonna whine.
When I saw this and I saw how many people are just like, yes, Call of Duty's back together. Like it's back to its roots. It's back to how it looks and everything. I'm like, well, and like it's cool to love Call of Duty again. Like we all the fans alike can get out of their rocks from the underground, deep beneath the earth, with their worm-like features and bodies, and just come out and say, yes, we love COD again. We always hated it like you, but now we like it. This is where it gets bad. The reason I'm kind of worried is because it's just a World War II skin slapped on it. If it's like almost the same gameplay, which is it's kind of a double standard if you look at it through my eyes. Where
hey, a lot of people do the fucking double standards.
Well, yeah, I do it too, but I try to make note that I try not to do it too much. But this is just in general.
Everyone's going to try not to, but
this is just in general about Call of Duty, because I see it in Resident Evil also, but that's a little more of a different kind of subject with that one. Let's just focus on the whole Call of Duty part. So we have let's put I don't know, Infinite Warfare, for example. You have that. Let's say we got the gameplay of Infinite Warfare. But instead of that, you put the World War II skin on it. That's what World War II is. Say people love the shit out of that. Well, it's kind of the fucking same thing. All you're loving is the skin, when that's only half the part, or not even half. So you got to really look at yourself and say, did I really hate Call of Duty just because it didn't look like how I loved it before with his World War II skins? Or did I just not like the gameplay? Like, fuck, do you just want My Little Pony goddamn skins everywhere? Or the horses running around with their guns? Shooting rainbows out their asses?
Seems like it might be a little fun.
Yeah, it's because you like that.
Dude, as I said several times before, I like the fandom. The show can go fuck itself. It can go turn it in glue.
What the hell does that even mean?
What?
Like, you just like the community?
The fan arts, the stories and shit. That area, the stuff that the fans themselves create. The show, decent enough with its entertainment, if you will, but not my cup of tea.
Cup of tea?
Blah blah blah. Go fuck yourself.
I guess you're bringing the
some
British
shit that
aspect
the
of it.
fans do create that are really, really nice.
Well, with every fandom, you're gonna have the weirdos. You're gonna have the hardcore players, the casual players, and everything.
Yeah, I know that. I'll just tell you where I stand in regards to that. So
that's fine. You can like your own thing. I'll still make fun of you when it comes to like Naruto or anything like that.
Fuck the main character Naruto.
Believe it.
Little shit.
Believe it. Just kidding.
Fuck him. I have my own characters that I like, and that
Your favorite?
and it's entertaining. It's a good fight thing.
Well,
All right, back to shit. Back to
Okay.
topic.
otherwise we're gonna
We're
start
off
talking about Naruto all night. Ugh. Anyway,
Or-
next another
Basically
mode
what we-
is
Go.
what they have in multiplayer is called divisions, which is it changes the way you engage with the multiplayer career. You can choose from a variety of different infantry and armored divisions, it says, and it says it comes with its own individual perks depending on your rank, which it sounds good. Just sounds like the basic kind of what was that one? I think World at War did it, where once you got to that rank, you gained that gun instead of actually just buying it, like on Ghosts, I believe. Call of Duty Ghosts did that. Where
I
you would
think
get
so.
coins.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so that's all it sounds like it's doing.
So it's bringing in its own unique class system.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of putting you, as I stated with the what I'm hoping for of the feel of the game, it's actually putting you in the shoes of a soldier.
But is it like real life, where hey, you got this rank in real life, so you can actually start using these guns? Like you went
Not
to
quite, not
you went
quite.
to
No.
bootleg or boot camp.
I was using it basic as a basic concept.
Can you imagine if it was like that in real life in the military?
God,
Like,
how the fuck does that shit work?
sorry, I couldn't fight in this war because I wasn't a high enough rank, so I couldn't use the bazooka. Like you just see it on the ground.
Have a less fucking wars to deal with.
You have these little plugins that shock you if you try to pick up a weapon that isn't of your rank.
But yeah, it was more of the how you said there were infantrymen, armored, or you could be in the different companies of infantry or different companies of the armored division,
Right.
etc. That's what I was meaning about the kind of class system.
Okay.
Because even in the actual military, each person kind of has their own unique role or their own unique class.
This I knew.
So it seems like they do that, or going that route a little bit.
I don't know. I still like my idea better. Zap them so they can't use the guns without the rank. It would make war so much more interesting.
Yeah, but if you think on it, you're only allowed to requisition certain things if you're at a certain rank.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
Well,
If you're at the lower rank, you're not going to be able to fucking get a hold of a nuke. No fucking way fucking FNG is going to get a nuke.
oh fuck.
But yeah, it would be interesting to say the least.
It would. It would definitely would. Let's see what else is there. We've got war mode also, and ignore that Drunk Souls announcement, guys. But we got war mode. This one is aiming for a multiplayer experience that it says it immerses the player in an iconic World War II battles. Allied and Axis powers will clash in team-based skirmishes, where gaining objectives is the key to victory. It sounds much like Battlefield 1's Operations mode, where a contextual story inspired by real events is the drive for each battle. Well, I guess they might be getting a rush mode kind of thing.
Yeah. If they actually make it where it's someone that can kind of direct others and people actually fucking listen, there's the key part. If that actually works, holy shit, that is going to be awesome.
That does.
Where do I sign up?
Jesus, man. Well, I'm hoping they don't really go towards the way too much of Battlefield, because as good as Battlefield is, sometimes it's a pain in the ass to run the whole way when there's nothing there. The reason I like Call of Duty for me is more of an arcade type game. I can pick it up, play fucking few matches like Rocket League, and just if I want to quit, I'll quit. I'm not really too excited about it, but there are some, like I said, hardcore players. I'm just a casual, filthy casual when it comes to COD, and I just enjoy the experience from right there. I don't enjoy the sounds of people making noises about fucking my mother, but you know that comes with every game. They're just fuckboys. That's all it is.
Yeah. Basically, all I have to say is, in the gaming communities, please be civil. I'm asking for a miracle.
That's the
here.
dream, Matt.
Please be civil.
You should just be like Martin Luther King, where you're like, I had a dream where nobody said they wanted to fuck my mother in video games.
Oh, dude. We're probably going to insult so many people with that one.
It's not a safe space. Everybody knows that. That's the mass appeal of everything. People take things too literally nowadays, and it's just the way the world is, especially with the way us, for those who are living in America, are, no. It's just fucked up. Hell, even around the world, there are people that don't think women are equal, or other people, in fact, are equal, like, say, gay people, lesbian people, all those kinds. I mean, lesbian and gay is the same thing, but I don't know, I get confused when they try to make it both things.
Yeah, honestly, I have this to say in regards to that. Are you stupid? Are you that fucking stupid? Are you that fucking petty?
Some people...
Why are you looking at shit that you actually have to invade their privacy or actually interact with them and ask personal questions in order to figure out first?
Like I said, it's just the way the world is, man. This is why we need more NIGHTBOTs in our life. Don't you agree?
All I have to say is, common sense needs to be more fucking common.
Well, let's see. Beta. Let's talk about beta for this. It says they will be holding a multiplayer beta. Surprise. It's going to be later on this year, ahead of the launch on November 3rd. The beta period is confirmed for the PS4 and Xbox One, but they haven't said if they're going to do it for the PC just yet. So we'll be looking forward to that. We'll be looking forward to Battlefront 2 beta, and I think there's another one. What's the other one? Do you think a new Battlefield's going to come out this year? I don't see it, but I think they might be taking the year off. Now that I think about it, I assume you would have heard something by now.
Possibly, but then again, I'm usually last person to know, at least in our little group.
All right. Well, I think that's it for Call of Duty. We got hopes, we've got concerns, but either way, it's gonna be a shit show. Let's go on to our next little bit topic here. Another bit of news. If for those who haven't heard, the Witcher author, to be fair, he loves the games. He doesn't think they're complete shit. The problem stems from, he says that they ruined the way, like the popularity of his books. Originally, his books were popular in Poland, I believe, and he sold the rights to CD Projekt Red, which made it immensely popular here in the West. That's great. It got a lot more people in The Witcher, and a lot more people were buying the books, kind of. And yeah, so there's that. So the problem he had is he thinks that they aren't as more popular that they could have been because the way the games turned out. I think he has his heart in the right place. He's looking at something else, probably. He has probably some bit of information where it was, yeah. I'll get to that soon, Platinum. So Witcher, it was definitely a book first. And that's what he doesn't realize, is that a lot of people didn't know it was a book until after the games were made in the West. And he is kind of just getting a little bit bitchy that I guess from some information that he got, that they're not doing well. I mean, some people have said that they read them and that the only good one is the first one. The second and third are kind of like, eh. But that's something you should figure out for yourself. You should go ahead and read it, or just look up someone that you trust as a reviewer. Normally I don't do that. I just kind of make the time for myself unless I really want to. Matt, did you know that The Witcher books, or The Witcher was a book before the game came out?
No, actually. I didn't even know the books actually existed until my dad actually gave me his copy of his couple copies of the books.
Oh no, they
and
were.
I've read all 3 copies that I have.
So
I have no idea which order they're supposed to be in, but I read them. I liked them.
yeah, they're pretty old. The guy is 69 right now. But when he first sold his first Witcher novel, he was 38. So you do the math. So it was quite a bit of a long time ago. So there's that. A lot of the guy who did Metro 2033, like, he thinks this guy is just a big baby. He says he's just being an arrogant, egotistical ass, and that the games wouldn't be, or the book wouldn't even be popular in the West if the Witcher games would not have came out. And the guy who made Metro 2033, I think he was like 18 or 19, Matt, when he sold that first book, which is phenomenal. Like, that, good for him. That means he was a pretty damn good writer at that young age. But he came out there are some people who lean more towards that side and don't go well for the Witcher, with a Witcher author. And you gotta ask, like, do you feel like, knowing what you know now, like, it would gain popularity if the games were never there?
I think it would be kind of a vague, in the back of the bookstore kind of thing. You would actually have to kind of go looking for it, kind of thing.
Explain a little bit.
Alright. Using a game as an example, how much do you know of the Mother series?
The Mother
Or
series?
Earthbound.
I don't know any.
Yeah, it's more or less like that. Some people will have absolutely no fucking clue what Earthbound or the Mother series would be. I mean, hell, do you even know where Lucas or Ness actually came from the Super Smash Bros. Brawl or Melee?
No, I haven't.
Well, they're from the Mother games or the Earthbound games, however you want to look at it. No one would, very few people knew that beforehand. And when the Smash Brothers came out with them, a lot of people, or a lot more people, started to know about them. It's more like that.
Cause I know, like, I played Brawl with you guys, and then I was like, I don't know who the hell. I just figured they were all just Nintendo characters.
They are Nintendo characters.
Yeah, but I was just like, I had no idea what the fuck they were. And these are probably guys that were in both East and West at the same time, right?
Actually, no. The Mother series, for a good long while, was only in Japan.
Only in Japan?
Yeah. It wasn't... It's a fairly new game. Not exactly new, like some of the shit that we have now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, it was a fairly new one. Though I could be mistaken.
Yeah, because I've never played it at all before. I'll have to look at it. But, like, I'm trying to think, like, because I know there's other examples of games that were fairly popular back there in, like, say, the East that were not so much here in the West.
Yeah. Another game that I might tell you is the first Legend of Zelda game.
First Legend of Zelda game?
And I'm talking about the very first one. Where it had no fucking map, you could literally do any of the dungeons in any order at all.
Oh god.
Do you even know what that one is? Or The Legend of Zelda 2?
And like I said, I've never really played Zelda before, Matt. I played, like... yes, shun me. It's... Oh god, what was it? It was like the first one. You know, the very, very first one, that old 8-bit one. I played like for like a little bit, but it was like a downloaded pirated version.
I think you are talking when it was on the Super Nintendo, right?
Yeah, but I didn't even beat it. I kind of rage quitted.
To go into a castle and
I think it was a castle.
Through a little side passage that you had to lift a bush up.
Oh, I don't remember. This is a long time ago, man.
Because I think you're thinking of the Link to the Past.
Oh, no, this is... I don't think it was a Link to the Past. I'll know it when I see it.
Did you have to go after pendants?
It looked... You know the old... Fuck, what was that game? E.T. game. You know how E.T. looked? That old one?
Yeah.
Think like that. That graphics-wise. It looked kind of like that. Does that make any sense? Like...
Yeah, I think you might actually be talking about The Legend of Zelda 2.
Maybe.
Where it was a side-scroller or top-down view?
It was top-down view, like Final Fantasy 2? The one with the Dragonites? I think it was the Dragonite.
Are you referring... Yeah, I think you're talking about the Dragoons.
Dragons, yeah, Dragons. I don't know why I said Dragonite.
Most of the Final Fantasies, or early Final Fantasies...
Yeah, so it kind of looked like that, but they weren't
view.
as good of a graphic-wise. Like, it was old Donkey Kong-wise. Not country. Yeah, when I say Donkey Kong, I mean the one with Mario.
The arcade cabinet.
Yeah, the arcade. Like that, or the Final Fantasy, or that E.T. one. That old piece of shit E.T. game. Yeah, I can't remember which one it was. Holy shit. It was online, and I just decided to play it. I was like, hey, I'll play a Zelda game. I really want to play Zelda games. I might just get an emulator and, I don't know, play Ocarina of Time. What? Tell me this, guys. All right, I'll make a poll. So, Matt, tell me what your first one was, and what was your experience with Zelda?
My very first Legend of Zelda would be the Link to the Past. That was my first one. I could complete about half of it, but I could never complete the Dark World. I have since been able to do so.
Right. How long did it take you to beat it?
If I actually grind through it and actually start to finish, I would probably say 6-7 hours.
That's not too bad.
That is with it going to collect every little thing. Having the full heart containers, all the items, etc.
Yeah.
That means getting all 4 bottles.
God, those bottles.
Yeah, bottles are fucking awesome.
Are they? Are they really? You know what you need? You need a chicken in your life,
etc. So, and bottles are rare to get. Most games had 3 bottles, 2 bottles. I think the most any Zelda game had, and this is something that I've only recently heard. I have no idea if it's true or not, but one game had 6 bottles.
6 bottles.
6 bottles, yeah. Normally it's gone, the ones that I've seen normally have been 3 to 4 bottles. And the best item to put in a bottle is the fairy. In my opinion, the best fucking thing. You die, the fairy saves your ass.
So, are you like sacrificing the fairy?
Basically, every time you die, the fairy just comes out and restores a certain number of hearts.
So what happens to the fairy?
It leaves.
Just like that?
Yep.
So let me get this straight. You enslaved
the... There are many theories that the fairy dies afterwards.
You enslave the fairy. Not only do you die, but you get revived by said fairy. It wastes its energy on you, bringing you back. and all your stuff, and then it leaves, and you don't even know if it dies. That sounds horrible.
There's theories that it dies. There's theories that it just leaves. So no one really knows for sure. And your comment there are plenty of comics and jokes going on about that one.
Seriously?
Where the fairy will come out and bitch slaps Link, then leaves. Yes, that's one example, but yes, there are jokes on that.
Oh god. Well, shit. I don't know what to say to that. That just sounds like it's, like, brutal.
Yeah, but normally the fairy either just disappears or flies off. Those are usually the two animations that happen.
Okay.
In most games that I've played.
Alright, well, poll's closing in about less than 30 seconds. I guess...
Yeah, and it seems like most people are saying Ocarina of Time.
From one vote. But Platinum's saying he's played only, like, 3 games.
I've played a little bit of the Four Swords. I played a little bit of Ocarina of Time.
So then which one do you think I should try, Matt? What's your opinion? What would be the best for me to go first?
Let's see here. Which would you be more interested in, more or less, doing?
I don't know too much about
because Zelda games are more or less exploration and puzzle solving.
Hell, if I can get my hands on Breath of the Wild and a Nintendo Switch, I'd love to do that.
Oh, I would love to try that as myself.
But
it varies between certain games.
I feel like I may have to do Octarina first.
Ocarina of Time?
Is it Octarina or Ocarina?
Ocarina.
Alright, so I apologize for the misspelling of the fucking thing in the poll. I'm a piece of shit. I apologize. I put Akatrina. God damn. It's like the Katrina hurricane all over again. Whew. Ocarina. Is that the one with the 4 temples? The water temple and all that? Or is that another one?
It is the one that sprouts up the most hate in regards to the water temple. But this is where the Great Deku Tree kind of comes in. The Ocarina, the Song of Time, etc.
Right.
This is the game that sparked most of that. And most every Zelda player will say the Ocarina of Time would be the hands-down best Legend of Zelda game.
Interesting.
But I will kind of say it does have a lot of exploration. Not exactly freedom to do a whole lot of exploration. It does have itself as a bit of a linear function to it. Most Zelda games have it nowadays. But you do have the world to kind of explore a little bit.
Right. Okay, well, I guess I might try Ocarina first, and then I might go from there to Majora's Mask.
If you want something simple to sink your teeth into a little bit to get a good feel, I would recommend the Link to the Past.
Link to the Past?
That is the one that I would recommend a new person to go into. It's not exactly a hard game, but it's not exactly easy too.
Okay.
But it does stick to its things. You only have to worry about certain enemies in a certain panel. And you can easily do the most everything without completing 100% of the game.
Alright, well I guess I'll do that one then first.
If you want to do Ocarina, go for it.
Alright. I'll put them in a poll, and then I'll just jumble them up. And then I'll just, whatever comes out, or I'll just die roll it. Alright.
Some games, I will say, you should get other people involved as well. The Four Swords ones would definitely be one of those.
Yes, I did hear about that one.
Those, I would say, would be a good one to get into, especially if you have a more veteran Zelda player. Or more avid Zelda fan kind of thing.
Who do I know that's an avid Zelda fan?
You're talking to one, you fucker.
No, just fucking you.
Okay, that does it. When I get the fucking rod, the fire rod, your ass is toast.
Okay, let's go on to upcoming games. Alright, so just released. We've got Little Nightmares, April 28th. Well, I'm not even going to say. They're released, yada yada. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for Nintendo Switch, that's at a 93. We got Period Cube Shackles of Amadeus. That's for Vita, to be determined on the ranking. It's an exclusive to that. Dawn of War 3 has come out. It's certainly sitting at an 80. I think it was lower last time we saw it. It's exclusively for PC. We've got Dragon Quest Heroes 2, PS4 and PC. It's sitting at an 80 for that one. Outlast 2. That's getting a lot of ins and outs. That it's kind of scary, kind of not. I noticed that I have the first one in my Steam library, and I did not know that.
Yeah. You did try to start doing a thing on it.
Yeah, but that was.
We even had a idea of a more or less a quote unquote entertaining let's play of it.
Oh right, I remember that. But it was more along the lines of like that was a pirated version until I ultimately bought it. See, it's good to pirate as long as you probably plan on buying it. Unless it's a real shit show, then don't bother. But Outlast was fun. Anyway, Outlast 2 came out, and it's sitting at a 71 on PS4, and both PC and Xbox One say it's 77. So, I don't know. I guess Xbox One players and PC are a little more scared than PS4. We got Puyo Puyo Tetris and Sniper Ghost Warrior 3. Man, Sniper Ghost Warrior 3 is not having a kind rating. It's at a 57, Matt, for PS4, and a 61 for Xbox One. PC is to be determined. It's like they don't even give a shit anymore. We've got Yooka-Laylee, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, Lego Cities Undercover, and Persona 5. Persona went down. It was at like 98 before, wasn't it? It's at 93 now.
I honestly don't know.
All right, so let's go with what's coming up. Week of May 1st to the 7th. That's this week. We've got Nog for PS4 exclusive, May 2nd. And for May 5th, which I believe is Friday, yes it is, we've got Prey, which is for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I hear that people have been playing this demo, Matt, and their whole perspective has completely changed on how this game actually is. It's not how the old Prey is, per se, but they said this is pretty good still. And some guy I read on a little comment, Matt, some guy says the whole experience of Prey demo could be summed up by hit everything that's a cup because it could move. I guess those creatures hide in any object, so you're like fucking hitting it to make sure it's not there. God, that sounds like a nightmare. Like you're just playing and there's so many props in a game. You're like, fuck that. Nope, do not want. We got week of May 8th to the 14th. Let's see, May 9th, Birthday's the Beginning, PS4 and PC. I have no idea what that is, but it looks interesting, based on the title. And we have Strafe, May 9th, for PS4 and PC also. Let's see, what else is coming out a little later? Oh, the Friday the 13th game is coming out in May. That's cool. That was actually enjoyable. Yeah, they had some kinks to work out. But for the most part, it was great. It wasn't like Dead by Daylight as much, which I was afraid of. I know you really didn't play that much, did you, Matt?
Dead by Daylight?
No, Friday the 13th, the game.
Oh, the Friday the 13th?
Yeah.
I didn't play any of it.
No, okay. It must have been someone else.
Never got a hold.
I think it was Ted or Scrub that I was playing with. But one of the main things that I might get, because it was a pretty good PS2 game, and I loved it. My brother sunk over 200 hours in this damn thing. I'm going to jump a little bit. It's Final Fantasy 12, the Zodiac Age. It's basically a remake of the old 12. And I don't know if you played it, Matt? Have you played 12?
No.
You would
No,
like
I don't
this.
think so.
You would definitely like this Final Fantasy. I highly recommend you.
I know I got a
you would play
good
this.
number of the Final Fantasies right now.
Do you still have a
I just
PS2,
haven't
Matt?
got. No, I do not.
Mine's still kicking. It's still going strong. And I'm like amazed that it is. The only thing that's wrong with it is the case, you know, the CD where it comes out.
Yeah.
The little case on the front that shows the PlayStation symbol, it's gone. Like it broke like years ago. But it still works. And let's see.
Nice.
Destiny 2 is coming out on September 8th. That's something to look forward to. Hey, see, Platinum's got it. The PS2, that thing lasts a long time. It's a pretty damn good box to have. Well,
It's a good piece of hardware.
Yep. I think that does it for the upcoming games. Let's go to a little bit of Rockitech news. For those that don't know, Mini Monthlies has come out. It came out on time. Hooray! If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check that out. And there's a little bit of a teaser at the end, if you stick around on the video, for what's coming this Thursday, guys, for May the 4th. Me, NIGHTBOT and Ted, have spent quite a few hours recording this. And it took me a long time to edit. It's not the best thing in the world, but it gives you that whole Star Wars feeling. So be on the lookout, May the 4th. That's coming. Mini Monthlies is already out. What else we got? We got a new Drakir coming as soon as I finish editing that one. Hopefully it could be within a few days. Maybe today. I don't know. What else is there, Matt? When's the next time we're doing D&D? I guess it's not today.
That's really up to you, dude.
I was waiting for it last week, but you guys just didn't want to do it.
I showed up.
Well, you did, but
no
not
one
everybody
else
else.
showed up, dude. So don't drag me into that, man.
Oh yeah. Let's do like 5 minutes of fan service. So if you guys want to say anything last minute, let us know while we wrap this up. Yes, I never had the PS2 Slim, but I did have the regular PS2 box, the bigger one. It was a good design. I liked it. Mini Monthly's next one is coming out in May, later on in the month. Don't know what we're gonna do there. Only have one skit so far written for that one. Actually, I have to have more. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. If you are interested at all in potentially being a voice actor in one of the Mini Monthlies, let us know in either, I don't know, tweet at me, fucking subreddit, wherever. Just not on this chat, because I won't be able to see it later. And let me know if you're interested in doing that. As long as you have a pretty decent mic, I could probably work with you in doing that and cleaning up the audio. But yeah, I was seeing about getting some of the fans into this, Matt.
Hey. Should at least see how it works out.
Matt's just saying that because he doesn't want to do the voice acting anymore. He's like, let them do it.
I'm concerned with what you try to get me to say.
I mean, I got you to say "cum dumpster," but that was
Actually,
that was Ted that got
that.
you. That was hilarious.
Still.
But that was actually me who voiced it. It was just funny to hear you help him out when I was editing the video. I'm trying to see about any new series we can make, and yeah, we're gaining subs, guys. We're at currently 249. It kind of jets back. It was at 247, then went to 248. I don't know what's going on there, but we're growing as a community. You may not see too much response, but we are growing, in fact. I am doing a lot of voice acting for other people. And yeah, I think it's time to wrap this shindig up. So, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Rocket Lounge Podcast, episode 10. As for live streaming afterwards, it may be a little delayed, guys, because, one, I have to go take my brother somewhere, and it'll be a little later on. So you're looking at maybe my time. I'm going to be probably streaming at 8 o'clock. I'm just going to say 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So that's Pacific. So if you're still alive and awake, got nothing to do, just stop by. And I'll probably be playing Rocket League or something because I'm trying to get some rank up. Or, you know what, I might be doing Dota because this is the last day to get all that battle pass. But I'd like to thank my... Oh, wait, we got to do the music first. Let me close this. Rockitech theme. Rockitech theme. As I said, thank you for joining us in this episode of the Rocket Lounge podcast. I'd like to thank NIGHTBOT for helping me co-host this episode. It was nice where it was just us.
Always a pleasure.
You guys got to hear more of the NIGHTBOT, the baby boy, the mascot of Rockitech. And yeah, let us know if you guys like smaller podcasts or if how well this was for you. So remember, this is your captain speaking. I'd like to thank you for joining. We'll see you guys later. Or at least I'll see you later at around 9. Later. Say goodbye, Matt.
See ya.
Would you have any advice for them?
Keep calm. Piss on the people who deserve it.
Few words have never been spoken. Good night. For those that aren't going to join me later.